Hello everybody, this is Oliver Hines from underground.com and I'm very happy and honoured to say we're with Eugene from Jinjer. How's it going, bud?
Hi guys, yeah, pleasure to meet everyone.
Good.
Fine.
Straight into it, the new album Macro is out now,
yeah.
and it's receiving very, very good response, as Jinjer normally does.
Well, yeah.
You've mentioned before it's the first album the whole band is happy with because you have so much freedom on this album.
Well, yeah, on one hand because we really had no boundaries, but on the other hand is that we probably, you see what the saying is, I assume there is also one more reason which I haven't thought about before. The thing is that this is the first record which we worked on same lineup as we did on the previous one. I mean, usually every single record had somebody different on it.
Yeah.
But here we made Micro EP, and then we made Macro, and there were one of the same people, and I think we just managed to, you know, match each other perfectly as co-writers.
Yeah.
And it helped us. I mean, we had this Micro, term or whatever, Micro period.
Yes.
We're writing for Micro, and we had some arguments and things like that, but we managed during that time to match each other perfectly. And then when we proceeded with writing for Macro, things just went perfectly because we already by that time overcame all these obstacles like compromising or arguments or just not seeing eye to eye with each other. So this is what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got a better idea how each member works and that kind of thing.
So we kind of on Micro we were tuning this mechanism to work properly, and writing for Macro we just had this mechanism working very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Was it always the idea that after Micro the next album would be called Macro, or
no?
Okay.
Well, both yes and no, because we only realized we would be making Macro when we were done with Micro. So last autumn, a year ago, we were done with Micro. We just handed in the master record to the label, and we understood that we have energy and potential to write more songs.
Yeah.
And that very moment, we kind of decided to write an album, and we were thinking about Macro as a title. Then there was a period of time in the spring, right in the middle of composing, when we put this idea aside for some time and were searching for some other titles. But by the time we were in the studio, we just understood that there is nothing better. There is no better title for the upcoming release because Micro and Macro are musically very close to each other.
Yeah.
And it's sort of an evolution and continuation. And it suits well. It sounds good, suits well. Macro. Yeah.
Absolutely, and it works well also because, like you say, Macro is an evolution of Micro, of course, but it's almost like Micro is the taster.
Yeah, taster, appetizer. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Starter. Yeah, for the main course.
Yeah, one of the things I really like about the album is the artwork. I think it's beautiful, really beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, I really like it, and this is probably the first ever cover which I'm proud of.
Yeah.
Like everything we had before, it was some mediocre solutions, to be honest, because we didn't have really much time to devote at artworks and things like that.
Yeah.
So we were always, all the time, every single release we were working on the artworks just last very moment.
Yes.
So we didn't have, this many options. Yeah, but with Macro, I think we started looking for an artist and started thinking about ideas for the artwork even before we wrote the first song.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and by the late spring, when we were done with songs more or less, we had a clear picture and we were ready to, to implement by means of an artist our ideas on something, and which will represent visually the album. Yeah.
Cool. Much has been made about the reggae influence in Macro, and it's appeared in previous albums here and there as well. Obviously, Judgment and Punishment is more or less a full-on reggae song. That's
well, verse is totally reggae.
Yeah, I like that because that's something that I could put that on, and my dad would love the verse, and I would love the chorus. I was wondering though if there is much of like a reggae scene in Ukraine, because we don't really think of reggae and Eastern Europe together.
In Ukraine, no, we have a lot of ska.
Yeah.
A lot of ska, but no reggae. But there is such a thing called Northern reggae or Russian reggae, and there is a huge reggae scene in Russia.
Okay.
Yeah, and Tatiana actually listened a lot to that. Yeah, and not only, I mean, she's a big fan of reggae. It's worldwide reggae, yeah. And I myself, I like listening to it from time to time. So.
Yeah. Time to time being the key thing.
Definitely.
Yeah. There was an interview you did recently, I think it was with Loudwire, in which the subject of the band's popularity was brought up. I know Tatiana said she's not very comfortable with it. I think you said you're still kind of getting used to it and this kind of thing, because the band has exploded really. It's very quickly becoming very in demand. Everyone wants a piece of Jinjer. When you started out though, especially when you signed with Napalm, obviously the goal was to achieve some commercial success, to make a living off doing your music.
Yeah, I will never be hypocritical, and I will never say no to this, because it is true. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, not necessarily to become rich, but just to make a living off.
Just to make living, and just to be self-sufficient as a musician. You know.
Yeah.
Be able to live a proper, normal life, making music and playing music. Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So when you started making these steps to like signing with a label and such, how big did you see Jinjer becoming?
we never looked at this from this perspective. The only thing, so since we left home because of war and became kind of touring band, and touring was the only source of income for us, we just didn't have time to make big plans, build strategies, and think about becoming enormously big band. No, we were just actually fighting for our life. We were, you know, at some point the number of gigs we play was crucial, because the more you play, the more money you have in your pocket after this, just because we managed to earn just very, very little money every show. And secondly, it is true that we will just enjoy playing music and enjoy making music. So we kind of didn't think about popularity, success. We were just thinking about, okay, we need to go on a tour, because we really depend on it. Okay, we need to write new songs, because we really want to write new songs. And we want to play live these songs. And somehow all these three aspects, they're closely connected and they match each other. So, and this is the reason why I think we managed to break through somehow. And you see, getting back to the point of popularity, and that Tatiana is, you know, feel uncomfortable about this. She doesn't feel uncomfortable about the popularity itself. She feels uncomfortable about the side effects of this popularity. And what I'm talking about? I'm talking about weirdos. I'm talking about very, let's say, impoliteness of some fans. Rudeness. And these things, and which we actually have now to face and deal with every single day. Every single day there is at least one, hopefully, but in the worst case, a dozen of people who never respect your private zone, never respect your comfort zone, never respect your time, never respect how bad you may feel after the show. Because we're gonna be jumping on stage like monkeys for 90 minutes, and it is actually physically difficult. Nobody cares. I mean, most of people do, but some.
There will be people that just expect you to just go, smile. It's interesting. I was talking with Lena from Infected Rain a few weeks ago, and she was saying very similar kind of thing.
Well, it's just, it's a side effect. You need to deal with this if you get big.
Yeah.
Yeah. You cannot get rid of this. You cannot escape it completely. You just need to find your own way to deal with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is what Tatiana meant saying that.
I see.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But
And she has so much attention.
Yeah.
So much attention, especially online. And it may get her sick. It may make her sick. I understand this perfectly.
yeah. No, I hope it doesn't. I hope she's able to.
Yeah,
fight
she's
for it.
able to
But
fight back.
at the same time, people out there need to realise that you're human beings. You have your own emotions and that kind of
Exactly.
thing, and you need to just fuck off from time to time. You know, just
In short words, I can say that we are doing this. We do this to be able to play on stage and give people our energy from the stage.
Yeah.
Everything else is supplementary. Yeah, we do this meet and greet stuff just because we know there are people who really want to meet us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we give them a bit of our time. It's okay. Yeah, and but generally this is the contact of the stage and the crowd.
yeah,
Yeah, generally. All the other things are exceptions, and these exceptions are actually sort of a favor a musician does for their fans, but
Yeah.
just a favor. And sometimes we are just not in the mood.
yeah. Again, you have your own feelings. You're human
Yes,
beings.
yeah,
yes.
exactly. Yeah.
Well, moving on from that a little bit, like you've said before, some people have this idea that Jinjer's kind of sprung up out of nowhere, and it's actually 10 years this year that Jinjer's been going now for, like you say, a lot of hard work, a lot of touring, this kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, was it important to you to have the new album out this year to
It
mark
was very
the 10th?
important just for us.
Yeah,
We could easily release a micro and tour with that for a year or two. But like I told you, we felt like writing.
Yeah.
We wanted to write. We had the inspiration, and it's very important to have the inspiration, and you better use it because next day you may lose it, and it may just go somewhere else or to somebody else. Yeah, and we just we decided to do that. Yeah, because of that, because we could do this, we could write an album, and we wanted to write the album.
no. Well, ultimately, you are artists, so you know you can't put a time limit on art. You can't go 9 to 5 artwork
Yeah.
anything like
So,
that. So
take it. I mean, take the opportunity of the situation. Take advantage of the situation. Yeah. If like it feels like, oh, I can write something, sit down and write, because tomorrow you may not feel the same.
yeah, absolutely. Well, Eugene, thank you very much for taking the time to speak today. I really do appreciate it, mate.
Thank you very
and
much.
I'm really looking forward to seeing you
Good
tonight.
interview. It's really big pleasure for me. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's okay. Yeah.
Спасибо.
Пожалуйста. Пожалуйста.